The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you're having a beautiful week, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about how to live an epic life. So we're not just talking about an empowered life or standing in your power or making a bigger impact. We're talking about make your life an epic event. We have two amazing guests today that are really going to share tips and insights to help you not only step into the center of your life and really your star power or celebrity power, you're going to hear some of that today, but how to really make your life epic, transformational for you and all of those lives that you're going to touch and are touching. So I'm really, really excited. I encourage you to lean in to this exciting show today. And we're also going to take a moment to acknowledge men in our life because this is Father's Day month. And we want to take a moment to share from our hearts a little bit of some of the men that have influenced us and maybe helped us step more epically into our life. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that we are really ready to receive. Not just think we're ready. I want to be really ready, including myself, including our guests, and every single listener today, that we are really ready to receive, to hear, to be open to what is here for you today, because it is not an accident that you have dialed into this show, that you're listening right now. There's absolutely something that you need that will serve you on this show today. So let's take a deep breath together. That does include breathing out. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe, keep alert, eyes open, focused on all that's going on around you. Those of you who are able to, in a quieter space, really ground yourself. Put both feet on the floor. Excuse me, clear your throat if need be. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. Close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Breathe in. And just take a moment to soak in that this is your time. This is a moment in your day we have carved out just for you. And so my question is, what is it that you need today? What will serve and support you at the highest level to live an epic life? And just sit for a moment listening, feeling. Sometimes you'll get a picture, words, information, sound, a fragrance, a memory. And let's just dial this up. May you open up your hearts, your ears to hear, your heart to receive, and your eyes to, in a sense, discover the vision to living an epic life for you. And with that intention, what is it that you need and will serve and support you in our time together and beyond? And when you're ready, go ahead and come back into the room. Open up your eyes, literally this time. Breathe in. And if you had any wisdom shared with you, an image, something that you need, something that encouraged you, memory, please make a note of that. It's so easy in our quick life, the day-to-day bustle, as we move along, the hustle and bustle, that we can forget the wisdom and information that we're given. So take a moment to capture that. So with that, I wanted to open up the floor to my amazing guests. And just see, Tracy, did you have something laid upon your heart to share?
You know, Rebecca, I did. And I just had this amazing rush of just gratitude. Gratitude for just everything in my life and being here and being having the opportunity to serve people. So very heavy and actually very light on my heart. Thank you.
Beautiful. So heavy, rich, and light. I like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. How about you, Shirlene?
You know, what came into me was that we need to think of doing things for the good of all and not just ourselves. And that will be such an awesome connection, because it's important that we all help each other in our lives.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It is not a solo journey. That has been so laid on my heart that it's not a solo journey. And when we each step out and we're willing to touch other lives and help others and give our gifts, it really makes a big difference. And then we encourage others to not try to make it a solo journey, but be empowered.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you, Shirlene. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
And I take some time out before the show every time and create some space and time for myself to listen and really breathe in the show that we're going to be bringing to you and really see what wisdom is put upon my heart. And then when we go into this heart time together, I also listen and I see if it's the same message being echoed forth or if there's something else I'm called to share. And today, what was laid on my heart was to acknowledge one of those men in my life that really helped me step more into my life more fully. Like, he opened up possibilities and ways of looking at things that I couldn't see because I was inside myself. And his name is Carl Bobo. I'm actually going to be interviewing him on the show in July, so you guys will be wanting to lean in and listen. But here are the two profound things that he taught me and have had just ripple effects in my life, and I've had the opportunity to share them with many others. The first thing that Carl taught me was, this is when I was a registered financial advisor and I was getting a little burnt out in the corporate world. I was always on planes and traveling and sometimes 3 days a week. And I had an opportunity to work with businesses and have a huge impact, which was great. But I also was feeling a little bit disconnected. Like, where was I making the heart difference? I was empowering people around money, but where was I touching their heart? And when I met with Carl, he was able to help me see that I could bring my heart fully into the work that I was doing around finances, and I could build it my way. And so what's laid on my heart to share with all of you is to start asking the question, how can I bring my heart, all of me, not just part of me, all of me, into what you do? That is absolutely needed. And how can you start playing it your way to your strengths? So that's the first thing Carl really helped me do and see that possibility. The second thing was a really hard lesson. And I don't know about you ladies or anyone listening, but I prefer it when people like me. I do. I like it when they lean into the information that I'm sharing, when they're encouraged by it, and it's this mutual connection of warmth and support and empowerment. And I had a situation where somebody really thought these horrible things about me and really felt that these things had happened and had this picture of me that I had really done some destructive things to them, etc. And they felt it so strongly, they were actually, in a sense, doing a marketing campaign out there about it, even though when things were looked at, I was found it was not at fault, it was not true, all of that kind of stuff. They were still out there marketing it, in a sense, and it was really hurtful. And I came into Carl and I said, Carl, this has to be stopped. It's just not right. We need to do something about this. And this person is saying these horrible things and it's slander, like all this stuff. I was really heated and I wanted him to give me a hug and say, you're right, Rebecca, let's take this battle on. It's not what he did. Instead, he goes, Rebecca, congratulations. What? Congratulations. You actually said something strong enough with enough conviction, enough truth in it, you actually ruffled a feather. Just think about how many people you served, even though there was a ruffled feather. He goes, so congratulations. I encourage you to keep going out there, speaking your truth, serving at the highest level. And it's okay to ruffle a couple feathers. If you don't, perhaps you're not speaking clearly and strongly enough. And then he said, hand the battle over to God and keep serving. Keep your focus where it's called to be. I just want to invite you to breathe that in because it was really hard for me to do that and painful, but I could hear the truth in what he shared. And I've had the opportunity when I was able to make that shift. Not that I want to go out there and offend people. I don't, not my intention. But I want to make sure what I'm sharing has enough truth in it, that it's serving the people I'm called to serve. It isn't for everybody. And that's why sometimes it may ruffle a feather. We're imperfect vessels. Sometimes we'll stumble. Sometimes we'll make mistakes. But you will do far more good than harm by stepping forward, being willing to build an epic life, being willing to be visible, being willing to be seen and heard. And your people, I absolutely believe those people in your life are waiting to truly hear what it is you have to say. Clearly, what it is you're bringing forward. And to me, that's part of living an epic life. And I'm very grateful for Carl giving me not necessarily what I wanted at that moment, but what I absolutely needed. And that wisdom I have been able to pass on. So for each of you on this call today, I want you to breathe that in. Because that message is for someone listening today. That it is absolutely okay to ruffle a feather. If you're ruffling all of them, that's something to look into. But an occasional ruffled feather is actually a healthy sign of stepping forward and living an epic life. With that, we're going to our first commercial break. I invite you to lean in and listen to your wisdom of what you need today. And when you come back, we will be stepping into our first exciting expert interview. Talk to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you had a nice commercial break and opportunity to kind of sit there and breathe in and think about maybe how you can step out and ruffle a couple feathers by bringing your message more fully forward, you, yourself, more fully forward to live that epic life. So our first guest expert, who's going to give us wonderful insight and tips and suggestions on how to really step forward if you're doing events and programs. She's an expert in helping people do that in an epic way. But I think you'll find her wisdom and suggestions also applies whether you're doing events or not. They really apply on a life level. So let me tell you a little bit about our first guest. Her name is Tracy Wiseman. She is a heart-centered businesswoman, speaker, and program developer and executive coach. And she helps people create epic events and launches. And for those of you who aren't doing launches, so you may not know what we mean by that, it means that you're creating a program, or you're creating an event, or you're creating an offering of some sort and doing a launch. So when we create programs and events and we create different types of products or programs that we're going to be offering, we launch them. So we don't just release it out to the market. We launch them. We go big. It's an epic launch. And so she helps people do that. So it is my great pleasure to welcome officially to the show the amazing Tracy Wiseman. Welcome.
Yay, thank you. I am so excited to be here and so honored to be one of your guests. I am a raving fan of you, Rebecca, so thank you.
Ah, thank you. I love that. Raving fan. You are doubly welcome to join. I'm glad you're joining us. I don't even have words, so thank you. I'm excited. Love having you on the show. But I wanted to take a moment and really talk with you about your why. Why helping people have events and programs, not just events. You're the one that really uses this word epic. You want to create epic events and launches and programs. Why is that personally so important to you?
Yeah, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. And just to clarify, it's really epic experiences.
Oh,
so
beautiful. Thank you.
You know, it's either you can do an event, you can do a launch, you can do a meeting, you can do a wedding, just anything where you have to stand up and be who you are. And I was born in Ghana. I have brothers and sisters all born in different countries, and I traveled and lived all over the world. My mom and dad are English. And when I first came to America, I never fit in. And I remember doing my first self-help workshop at 13. And really, at that point, I realized that I was here to help empower people to be seen and to be the best that they could be. And I've been on that journey ever since then. And so for me, it's about helping people not only with the masculine structures of how to make something happen, but with the feminine allowing and trusting and believing in yourself and stepping through those spheres to be the best that you can be.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I love that you had this calling and experience at 13. That's amazing.
Yes.
Your first workshop.
My first workshop, I tell you what, it was challenging.
That's beautiful, though. Thank you. Thank you for sharing a little bit about yourself and your desire to help people really stand up and be seen. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And with Father's Day, I always like to take a moment to see if there was a male influence in your life that supported this vision or this dream or impacted you in some way that you would like to share and acknowledge today.
Yes, and I'm going to try not to cry when I say it, but I would like to really take a moment to honor my mentor, my guide, my number one fan, who is my father. And he always believed in me and never gave up. He was, when we were in Africa, the United Nations, he was chief of mission. So he spent his life advising managers on how to be a leader, how to be seen. So I grew up with this mentality of how to step into your power. And he also, because there was 5 of us, would take time to make us feel special. And we would go for walks with him and talk philosophy and talk about living your dream and just being happy, and that's the most important thing. And still today, he's my mentor and my number one supporter. And I'm just so proud of him that he helped shape me to the woman that I am today so that I can really help others. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. I was giving us a moment to pause and breathe that in. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's so important to have men as part of this process. I've had people question me sometimes about if I'm empowering women in transforming lives, am I excluding men? And absolutely not. I think it's so important to have men as part of that process too, because they look at things a little bit differently. They bring a different perspective. They bring a different energy. And we need men to be part of the journey of empowering women as well. So I think this is just a beautiful example of that. And I want to acknowledge him as well. And thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I know has been important to you in your journey is having courage and confidence and trust. Can you share with us a little bit about how this fits into success?
Yes. And it's very interesting because I'm going to talk a few minutes just about self-trust.
Sure.
Because when you trust and believe in yourself, that impacts every aspect of your life. Your relationships with others, your success in business, your ability to step out of your comfort zone and to really stretch and grow. And a lot of times things are going on around our life and we think that we're the victim of it. But when you start to have confidence and courage and be willing to step through your fear to become the person that you should be, and continue working on that, it's just really powerful. And I'd like to invite your listeners just to ask themselves a couple questions to help them realize that when you build trust, which is the foundation of everything, connection, relationships, everything is built on trust. 4 questions they can ask themselves is, do I keep commitments to myself? And when you do, that helps you to step through your doubt and your fear of being seen. Am I in integrity? What were my intentions? What did I want? What are my skills and knowledge? The gifts that I have for sharing with the world, my strength. Am I in alignment with my purpose? And then the 4th one is, what do my results saying about me? So do I take responsibility for everything that happens in my life, or do I play the blame game? And when you start to really reflect on that, you can start to see where there's areas that you maybe need to shed light on to help you move more into your leadership role. Because leadership, teamwork, everything is based on trust.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I just want to take a moment here and underline a couple of things that you said. And then it looks like we have a caller that has called in. So I'd love to take her comment or question as well, Tracy, if that's okay with you.
Great.
Okay. So before I do that, let me just summarize a couple things that you shared that I think they were really, really powerful. I love how you start with asking yourself questions to build that self-trust. And are they honoring their commitments to their self? And the other comment that you shared, and then you walked them through a really powerful process and steps to do that and take responsibility for their life and move forward. But you also made a comment that was going through fear. So it wasn't not having fear, it was being willing to step through fear. And I just think that's a really important concept you shared to highlight that the fear is still there, but we get to go through it.
Yes, yes, that's right.
So thank you. So with that, let me go ahead and open up the floor and see if we can take our caller.
Okay, great.
Oh, make sure we're getting connected. Oh, wonderful. So we have a caller from California. Do you want to share your name?
Ariel.
Ariel, welcome to the show today. Glad to have you. And is there a comment that you had or a question you would like to ask?
I just have a question about, you guys were talking about leadership. Mm-hmm. How is the best way to move through the fear of being seen as a leader and being able to attract the clients and have them find you?
Beautiful. So, Tracy, would you like to take that, or do you want me to comment on it?
I think we can both. I'll say something, and then I'd love it if you would jump in too, because
Sure.
You're a very inspirational leader, and I'm sure you've got wonderful wisdom to share.
Perfect.
I think one of the things, Ariel, it's being in inspired action. So we talked a little earlier about having that fear and that stepping through that. So it's stepping into that with confidence. When you know who you are and you are in alignment with who you are and you're speaking with power because you know that you have something to offer them, you take the focus off yourself and you put it on them and how you can serve them, you're going to find that you just start radiating with that confidence and that joy because you're in that purpose, and people will be attracted to you.
Beautiful.
Rebecca, you want to add anything?
I do. I think the thing that was really important for me to learn about coming out of hiding, that's been one of my biggest challenges, Ariel, that I like to stay below the radar and behind the scenes, believe it or not. I did. I was much more comfortable with that. But I also had this passion and desire to make a difference and to touch people's hearts and lives. And I realized that I had to actually be seen and heard. And as long as I kept that protective shield up, I kind of stayed hidden. I was actually blocking them from hearing my message. So I learned that if I was willing and believed in what I had to bring forward enough, I was willing to be a little bit uncomfortable to share what I was called to share. And I learned that fear wasn't actually meaning I was in danger. I wasn't in mortal danger. And I would remind myself of that when the fear and the emotions come up, that it was really my body trying to protect me because it hasn't done that before. It hasn't said it in that way before, my message or stepping to that space. And so it was saying, danger, you can't do this. And that's really what fear is, that you're bumping up against the edges of what you haven't done before. That's all. And it's trying to protect you. And once I acknowledged that with fear and I leaned into it, I was able to step into that place. And when I was willing to step through fear and build the bridge, in a sense that I was willing to be uncomfortable and reach through it to serve my people, they realized I was safe to reach back to and serve. And that's what I found created client attraction.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Absolutely. I want to thank you for calling in. I appreciate it, Ariel. And did you want to share your full name and your business name by chance, or would you prefer not to?
My name's Ariel Olivier, and my business name is Healthy Mama, or Hot Mama Healthy Baby. I help pregnant women and new moms with their baby's nutrition.
Fabulous. Well, I want to thank you for being brave, stepping into courage, and standing up and asking your question, because I am sure you're not the only one that wondered that. So I want to thank you so much for calling in. We are going to our commercial break here, and we'll look forward to talking with you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have enjoyed the commercial break and that you're leaning into this next segment as we continue to share from our hearts how to really empower you to have an epic life. Not just a shiny life, but an epic life. So let me tell you a little bit about our next guest expert. Her name is Shirlene Reeves, and she is a transformational healer that blends, and I love this blend, Shirlene, by the way, that you blend business and finance and spiritual principles. So a beautiful, powerful combination together to really empower those that you work with. And you actually lift up others to be able to empower and get their message out there as well. You've been featured on many shows and stages, and also Shirlene is the publisher of Wealthy Women magazine. Shirlene, it is my privilege and honor to officially welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so excited to be here with you, and you are such an awesome mentor for me. I really, really appreciate who you are and love listening to your life lessons. They're amazing. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Shirlene. I'm honored. Thank you. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Well, I wanted to ask you my favorite question, because you do so much. And you have a heart to really touch others and empower them and give them information. But also, I know you have this fire in your belly because you have shared this with me. You phrase it a little bit differently, so I'm not putting words in your mouth. To have people step forward, to have them shine, to take action, not just have information, but action. And I love that about you. So why is this work that you do so important to you personally? Why do you spend the time and energy and effort to help people in this way?
Well, for two reasons, and it goes back to my mentors. One is that a gentleman that I worked with once told me, his name is Coleman Dukes, and he's actually in Sacramento, and I have a lot of respect for this man. He told me that if 4 people love you when you die, you've been successful. And I thought, 4 people, that's not enough for me. I want to have many more people that love me. And like you said earlier, there are people that don't love me, and that's okay. That's just because they're not on my same path. But I thought, the only way that people are ever going to love you is if you support and love them first, and that they can trust that you're going to be there when they need you, and that you're going to help them move forward in their future. So that was an awesome lesson that I learned very early on. And then the other reason is that my dad taught me, and his name is Wayne Meyer. He's in San Jose, and he taught me that I need to take risks. And boy, have I taken risks. And fortunately, like you said, I blend my risk with spiritual principles, and I'm very serious about being guided, and that helps me lift up others at the same time I lift up myself.
Beautiful. I'm just pausing for a minute and really enjoying that, because you in a sense were like a very good student. I will take risks then, by golly, and lead the charge. So I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I wanted to give you the same opportunity that I gave Tracy, and did you have anything else that you wanted to acknowledge and share about another male influence in your life, or the same, or wanted to give you that moment as well?
Well, one of the things I learned with regard to risk, and like you, I understand your situation of hiding. I did that for so many years.
Yeah.
And I now am really stepping out. And I work with people who want to be massively visible. So I really stepped over the line for myself. I'm trusting in who I am. I'm taking the risk, and I'm being confident that I can help lead others to success. And of course, then I generate my own success at the same time. So what I do is I teach people how to massively step up and become visible so that they can do more with their life. They can share their message with their life, or even if they have a job and they spend time at their church and they're afraid to lead, but they really want to lead, just to step up and actually do it. Do the things that make you become visible. Join boards where you sit in the front of the room for the lunch and people need to come to you for answers, so that you're interacting more with people and really becoming involved. And one of the things that I do now is I really work with entrepreneurs who want to massively move their business forward. They want to get out of their own backyard and have a presence throughout the United States and also internationally. So what I do is I teach them how to do
Well, actually, Shirlene, I'm gonna interrupt you for a moment, because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause you for a moment there. And one of the phrases I've heard you say so much is create massive visibility. So it's not just visibility; it's massive visibility, and that there is such a power in that. And I like how you really help people step forward to make a difference in the practical steps that you're sharing of really stepping into some of those leadership positions in your daily life, so that you're interacting with people and influencing them. So listeners, I just want you to absorb that for a moment and really see if there's a way you can step forward a little bit more and start impacting lives in that way. And then you don't necessarily have to step way over the line, though I highly recommend it. It actually becomes quite fun. Well, what I interrupted that she was going to be sharing with all of us is that she's actually the creator of the Celebrity Guest Expert Training Series. And so she's created a whole program to help people step into their celebrity power and really shine and bring their message forward. And behind the scenes, I'll share with you, it looks like she is going to get reconnected. But she, behind the scenes, really helped people work through some of their fears with technology and being seen and the practical stuff of makeup, hair, but how they can really create an opportunity to touch people's lives, I should say, from their home. They don't necessarily have to be on all of these large stages, but she's really creating a way and a program to help them step into their celebrity power so that they can be seen and show up as the powerful person that they are. So it looks like we have Shirlene back. Shirlene, I was sharing with them about your celebrity guest training program, that you've created that, just a little bit behind the scenes of it. But I wanted to give you a moment as the creator of this to share a little bit about that and why you created it.
I created it because, as I started to say a little earlier, people are really trying hard to get out of their own backyards and become visibly all over the world. And the world has become very small now, and we have the benefits of the web. And we have such good information to share with others, but if we don't get our message out, how can we possibly share it, and how can we move forward in our business? So I put this together so that I could teach others how to walk in the world like a CEO, because I was a CEO for 17 years. And when you're a CEO, you really need to show up. You really need to have a presence. And then secondly, to get their message out, whatever message they have come here to this earth to deliver. And so many of us miss out if we can't hear it. So that's why I created this platform. And at the same time, to lift up so many other business owners that really, really needed some help to, as I said, get out of their own backyard and be seen and heard.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you also are a publisher of the Wealthy Women magazine, and I wanted to take just a moment here, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about that.
Oh, sure. I'd love to. This is really fun. This is a new endeavor for me, and I have amazing writers, and I think we're going to have about 20 now. And
Great.
Rebecca happens to be one of them, and I just cherish what she has to say in the magazine, because she talks about different people and the experiences that they are having and how she coaches them. But there's other writers there. There's health. There's finance. There's business. There's family. It's divided into 4 different segments so that we can all have the benefit of different knowledge in different fields of expertise. And our new magazine is going to be coming out. The second published magazine will be coming out in September. And can I say something about the fashion show?
You may.
Oh, good. I'm so grateful that Macy's is sponsoring our fashion show on October 7th. And the writers in the magazine are going to be the models. And I'm just so proud of them and so excited. And it'll be to celebrate the magazine and also to support how do we say that? I don't want to say battered women, but I want to say it's that month in October when it's taking care of those people that are going through really difficult times. So we're trying to raise money to support them. So I'm really excited about it. And You'll hear so much more, you know that.
Yep, absolutely. And it's a beautiful magazine full of articles and information to really support you on your journey. And that's why I wanted to take a moment to have her share about it, because these are tools and resources that you can lean into to really support you on your journey. And then both of our guests have actually prepared some amazing gifts for us that are free for all of you wonderful, amazing listeners that are leaning in. But here's the deal. You have to be willing to say yes. You have to be willing to take action, to open up the link and to say, yes, I want this gift and it will support me on my journey. So I want you to think about that. Are you willing? This is the mission. Should you choose to accept it, to say yes to living an epic life. And when we get back, we will let you know not only what those amazing gifts are, but how to say yes to them, how to reach out and say yes to the gifts that are going to support you on your journey. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone, for our final segment of this dynamic show, Helping You Live an Epic Life. I hope that you've gotten some amazing tips and insights to serve and support you on your journey. That is our desire and what we really want to help equip and empower you, but we also want you to take action. So part of the reason we have these amazing gifts is to really help you take action and practical steps to move forward. And both of my guests, I should say, are so generous that they're saying, yes, Rebecca, I want to empower your listeners. I want to give them something to serve and support them on their journey. And I believe in it so much, I'm willing to give them a tool free to serve them on their journey. And so what I have done is I have actually asked them to each describe their gift to you so you know exactly what it is. And they're also, as a bonus, going to let you know, this is how you know if it's a yes for you. And then I will let you know how to find them. So as we do that, let me have Shirlene, I will have you go first. Do you mind sharing about your amazing gift?
I would love to share about that. I actually have two amazing gifts. One is my free ebook that's on the web, that's the 5 steps to financial freedom. Because when we become massively visible or we have a job, whatever it is, if we don't know those 5 steps to financial freedom, we just simply keep making the same money over and over and over again. And I know you know this, Rebecca, where we have to make our money make money for us instead of us being working until we die, making money over and over again, right? Isn't that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Leverage.
So my website, yes, exactly. It's so important. And if you don't know the 5 steps, you don't really know a roadmap to become successful and to actually have those real golden retirement years. And that's why you see so many people that are older out at the big box stores working still. And then in conjunction with that, on Tuesday, July 14th, I'm going to have an hour at 6 p.m. where I'm going to talk to you about those 5 steps. And it's going to be a group call that I'd love to have people step in and listen. It's a free call, and you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to win.
Fabulous. So if they follow you on Facebook, would they be able to find out information about that?
Yes, they would. I'm going to be posting it there.
Perfect. So another opportunity for you all to say yes and take action. So thank you so much for making that gift available. It is so important to have a financial foundation to build from and financial freedom. So thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And Tracy, I know you have an amazing gift for us as well. Do you mind sharing?
Oh, I would love to share. I have a few gifts. So it's, as anybody in the world, you need to know how to communicate. You need to know how to build trust, how to be seen, how to be confident. And so I'm really offering a epic experience discovery session where I can help you to figure out what it is that you really want, what some of the blocks are, and then how we can give you some tips on how you can improve that to be seen, to build your tribe, to be prepared for your next event or meeting or anything that goes on. I can help you to step into that power. The second thing is I'm offering everyone a free gift of a guide on how to build trust and respect to massively grow your tribe and improve your relationships. And then the third thing, if you don't mind me saying, is I am having a Building Trust workshop in the Bay Area in September if people are interested in finding out more about that.
Perfect. And can they also follow you on Facebook?
Yes, they can.
Perfect. I'm determined to get us all connected.
Yes, I love
it. So thank you. And just in case you're all curious, you can also follow me on Facebook as well. I love it. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. But what I want you to hear that they have been sharing and echoing is massively, that they want to really help you make a massively powerful difference in your life and those around you. And they've put together amazing tools to help you do that. So here's how you can access them. You go to Radio Gifts, that's plural because they're multiple, radiogifts.net. And you will see a world of gifts that open up. You'll see some there from me as well. You put in your name and email address, and then the gifts links will open up to you and be sent right to you. You just select the ones you want. But remember, you have to be willing to say yes. Open up the links and choose the ones that will serve and support you on your journey. Again, that's Radio Gifts, plural, .net. And it looks like we have another listener calling in. So I would love to go ahead and take the call. So are you there, Dot?
I am here.
Well, welcome.
Yes, I really, it was very helpful to hear all the tips about being visible because that's one of my biggest fears. I'm okay in small groups, but getting massively visible scares the, jahibis out of me. And so I'm just wondering what would be the first step that either one of the women that presented today would say to overcome that fear.
Beautiful. And while they're thinking of their answers, I just want to make a quick comment on that because, and Dot, do you mind sharing your full name and what you do?
Yes, I'm Dot Claire, the modern day medicine woman, and I empower women in transition to make changes with ease.
Beautiful.
Now, I'm in the middle of making changes. I've got to respond, walk my talk.
Beautiful. Well, step one, you just became massively visible, so thank you for doing that.
I know. Oh my God, my heart's beating.
And my comment on this is that we don't necessarily overcome fear. Like fear is that we're going to feel it again and again as we step up against our comfort zone, what we're familiar with, and is actually a healthy thing. So I don't believe that we get to overcome it. We get to kind of move through it. And we are getting really close on time, but I want to give my guests an opportunity to respond. So 30 seconds or less. This is the challenge. So Shirlene, do you have a comment?
I do have a comment. Just remember that fear, it's only thoughts, and thoughts are really nothing except what you make of them.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And then this is Tracy. I just wanted to say, you go out there, girl, and you just do it. You be in inspired action. Write your own hero story, all the things that are amazing about you, and then start telling everybody that you know, and that will help to build your confidence. And then you'll be able to step up more and more, and it will become easier and easier to do.
Beautiful.
So good luck.
Thank you.
You can do
it. I'm okay in small groups. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's wonderful that you're recognizing where your comfort zone is and that you have a desire, Dot, I just think this is beautiful, that you have a desire to kind of step through that and that there's a willingness to be open to larger stages, in a sense, to really serving people in a bigger way. So you took action today by calling in and saying your name and what you do and what you're looking to do. And I just want to remind you and all of our listeners, it is not about perfection. We are all works in progress. That you're evolving, and we're always evolving and shifting and changing. And if we try to wait until we're completely evolved, it's just never going to happen, because we're always going to be evolving. We're always works in progress. And it's really about connection and not perfection. And I just want to thank you so much, Dot, for calling in. I hope some of these tips and the energy shared with you was supportive. So thank you, Dot.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your show, Rebecca, and each of the speakers today.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Thanks,
listeners, we are in the last 30 seconds. My goodness, the show goes so quickly. So I want to thank all of you for joining us today. And we desire that you say yes. It starts with yes, that you say yes and you're willing to live an epic life, one step at a time. And may you always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.